All right, we are instantly back to watch what I just said, which is Curt Cignetti being hilarious. We're gonna watch just shorts on him, okay?
I want to know what you said to your quarterback after he threw the pick six. I saw you walk over and tap him on the backside, and there had to be, you got this.
I said, you having fun? He said, yeah.
Hey, you having fun, dude? Yeah, you having fun?
I said, good, let's go have some fun.
that's so messed up.
I want to know what you said to your quarterback after he threw the pick six. I saw you walk over and tap him on the backside, and there had to be, you got this.
I said, you having fun? He said, yeah. I said, good, let's go.
He's so pissed.
I'm into production over potential. I learned that a long time ago. Toughness is number one at all positions. Ankle, knee, hip flexibility at all positions because it's a start-stop game. That's how you change directions, how you develop explosive power. Every position's got its own position-specific criteria. This is what's important to me. What drives a guy? What's his why? How motivated? Is he coming?
Love, love how he talks, dude. It's just so cool, so conviction heavy. Like, you know, you're just no BS. I love it, dude.
Is he disciplined? What kind of family does he come from? What kind of habits has he formed at a young age? I'm into production over potential. I learned that a long time ago. I made a lot of mistakes young as a recruiting coordinator way back. I'm into production over potential. I learned that a long time ago. Toughness is number one. Annually, hip flexibility at all positions because it's a start-stop game. That's how you change directions, how you develop explosive power. Every position's got its own position-specific criteria. This is what's important to me. What drives a guy? What's his why? How motivated? Is he committed? Is he disciplined? What kind of family does he come from? What kind of habits has he formed at a young age? I'm into production over.
Dude, he's just. I could listen to him talk all day.
Oh, no.
This was pretty funny. He pulled out a phone and just was like, dude, look, I have it right here. That's crazy.
We've kept in touch somewhat, not a ton, but somewhat, certainly in the last year or two. Just let him know it's pretty fun. Coach Sting was great. He was with the tight ends my first 3 years. He was the quarterback coach my senior year. Obviously, it was over 20 years ago. But super smart, really good teacher.
Is that him right there? No way.
Meeting room, and has had an awesome career. Just seeing his path, he was in Alabama there for a while, and then seeing him just kind of move up the ladder as a head coach, and really, as he said, won everywhere he's been. We've kept in touch somewhat.
I do get asked for.
Only thing they keep.
No, dude, give me cursing Nettie. Give me something, dude.
It's all I ever wanted to do since I was young was be a head coach. But I wasn't on that track as an assistant. I took a chance with a son who was a freshman in college, two girls in high school that went to mid schools. When I went with Coach Nick, the first year he went to Bama as part of his original staff. That was a great learning opportunity. He was in his 11th or 12th year as a head coach. I really felt like after 1 year I'd learned probably more about how to really run a program A to Z. A previous 24 as an assistant. You jump into a head coaching job, you're going to make mistakes year 1 and 2. Everybody does. But at that level, I probably had the benefit to learn from my mistakes and overcome them. And then by about years 4, 5, 6, we got it down pretty good. It's all I ever wanted. Just happened, but you feeling like you want another shot with these guys?
You can actually see the logic.
Bro, why is this not giving me cursing Nettie, bro? Just being funny.
Played so much football. Played so much football. Curse it now.
Indiana has never won here at Beaver Stadium. How does that change today?
This team's never played here.
This team has never played here, and this team is special. But you said your antenna is up when it comes to Penn State. What concerns you?
Nothing concerns me. The time being concerned's over. It's time to attack and play.
Thank you.
All right, Jen.
Damn right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Coach.
There's been a lot of head nodding as I
keep saying this conference stinks.
All right.
What is going on?
I said 2 years ago the Big Ten was better than the SEC. Like the SEC got 5 teams in.
Dude, it's so obvious. It's so like it's. I can't believe this is still debated on, dude. The only reason why the SEC was so good at football for so long, and it was only really because of Bama. Like it was only really Bama that was that team, right? When they were on a run in the SEC. The only reason why the SEC was so good is because they were the only conference that paid people for like 20 years. It's not that hard to figure out why they're not as good. Because when NIL happened, every conference can now pay people. Like it's not that yeah, it's not that crazy of a, thing to figure out.
This year, looking back, should Alabama have gotten in? Yeah, probably not, even though they did win a playoff game. And Oklahoma was a team I said Oklahoma should have been in weeks ago. Yeah, the SEC isn't as good. The SEC isn't as good as the top. It isn't as good in the middle. It isn't as good in the bottom. And I don't know. I don't know if it's as soon as other teams could legally pay players, if that's when the SEC's advantage went away.
It's not a question, you dong. Like that is what it is. Believe your eyes, believe the data, believe the decisions that were made, and understand how they have a correlating effect. Like it's not that hard to figure this out. You can run a neural network model and figure out what correlates at the same time that happened, and you come to the same conclusion and be like, yeah, it's because every conference can play people. It's not anything that's a question.
Pay players, if that's when the SEC's advantage went away. I certainly think that's when Alabama and Georgia's advantage went away, but still, I can't explain it. The Big Ten is better from top to bottom right now.
We got to get out of this mindset of football where every loss is a referendum on the coach. Alabama in the first round of the playoff went on.
Here we go. Next clip. All right, Mr. Google Me. Curt Cignetti, man, the coach, the head coach of Indiana had one hell of a year, man. They are in the college football playoffs. But, man, we got to talk about this coach, man. It's not like he went to a Auburn or Alabama or Ohio State, man. He went to Indiana University and has turned it around. Coach Cignetti is 23-2 in Indiana in 2 seasons in the Big Ten without a single 4-star, 5-star recruit playing for him. Mainly a bunch of FCS and G5 guys, literally P4 rejects. I don't want to disrespect the players like that, but they are great players, but they aren't as highly ranked. But, man, Coach Cignetti is now the #1 seed in the college football playoffs. Him and the Indiana Hoosiers are now in the playoffs. Big dogs at that. Came in as little dogs, now big dogs. But, Cam, man, what weighs more? Great coaching or great players? Tell me why.
Great players. I mean, obviously, it's great players. Like, because if it was obviously it's great coaches. Because if it was great players, then why is Indiana so good? Because it just proves his point that you don't need 5 stars to do what you need to do to win. Like, I think if you just go after those type of people, like I would argue you're not a good coach. So, yeah.
It's a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because on one part, it ain't about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmy Jones. You need competent players.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this, like a coach always told me, don't tell me how good you are if you ain't gonna listen.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. 100% facts.
Oh, fair. Like, go for a lot. Just say it, so say it, break it down one time, woman, bro.
Don't tell me how good you are
Mm-hmm.
if you ain't gonna listen.
Come on, that's the what?
Because you can be a 5-star and you can always go rogue.
Yes, sir.
Or you could be a no-star, but play like a 5-star.
That's true.
And always on point.
Come on, hey.
Come on, bro.
Come on now.
Man, Coach Cignetti, bro, it's one of those guys, man. He like one of them old grumpy porch goers. Every time you pass his front yard, but he always get the job done. He's something about him that I love the most because he got some pettiness.
Yeah.
His backfire.
Alright, that's so facts, dude. It's because he's so petty. He's so freaking just like hates everything. I love it. It's the best part about him.
As is probably the best in college football right now. Probably better than old Lane
seems like a ride. Because the boy said, hey, man, we win. I don't care nothing about none of that. Google me. Check my stats. You dig what I'm saying?
Check. He said, check my stats, bro.
We win. I win everybody. I go. And that's the thing, man. When you hear coaches, especially during this transfer portal era, when you're recruiting, it's always been the thing. Right. I don't care how many stars you got. I don't care how many stars you don't got. It still comes down to playing football and beating the guy in front of you. Mm-hmm. If you are talented to beat a guy in front of you, but then you leaving out somebody that's working alongside you, I don't know. That's counterproductive. Mm-hmm. The great coaches allow not so good players to play good, allows or coaches good players to play great, and also makes great players play elite. Mm. Bad coaching allows elite players to play great, allows great players to play good, allows...
All right, next.
The Indiana Hoosiers are not only dominating on the field, not only is Curt Cignetti giving the people's eyebrow on the sidelines, not only is he going on Pat McAfee and shooting him this little number.
I feel like if you're hand selected to be Indiana's quarterback, you're in pretty good shape. We think Fernando Mendoza is going to be probably a top 2 pick in the NFL draft. They found his replacement. His replacement is Josh Hoover, who is moving from TCU to Indiana. Ari, this is one of the bigger moves because it's interesting.
Dude, imagine, Curt Cignetti literally said, like, yeah, I want you as my quarterback for next year. Imagine, bro. Imagine just how Josh feels. Josh Hoover, bro. He, like, probably the best head coach in football going forward. Like, definitely the hottest for sure. Like, the hottest head coach. Performance and everything. It's just, like, I would be sky high. Vibes are high every single day. Like, you got picked by the best coach in college football. Like,
we know to trust Curt Cignetti now. We know he's going to put talent around Josh Hoover, but also kind of some pressure on Josh Hoover because you got to follow up the Heisman Trophy winner.
Interesting. Pressure on Josh Hoover going to Indiana. I wrote a big column about Curt Cignetti over the weekend.
I read it. It's excellent.
Thank you, man. I want to do another one because it's like the number one question with Indiana to me is IU sustainable? Is this a flash in the pan or is IU sustainable? And it's like Parker Livingstone is visiting IU and Josh Hoover is signing there, and Indiana has marketed itself and asserted itself as a top-tier transfer portal destination, and it becomes normal. That's how, like, in 20 years, you have a program that kids don't remember was awful. Like, and I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself, and maybe I am, but, like, Indiana doing this year was remarkable. It should change the way that we view college football and analyze the sport. And, like, maybe we're talking about 2 programs right now that are here to stay. Also, Texas Tech. Texas Tech makes the playoff. Obviously, they didn't have the outing against Oregon last week that they hoped for. And what do? They turn around, they reinvest in their program, and they get better in the places that they were weak. And they try again. Kind of the same way that Indiana did. And, like, Indiana last year got their taste, and what did? They extended Curt Cignetti and gave him a huge contract, and they're investing in NIL, and they're going out and getting guys. And, like, listen, this isn't
This history is about the opposite. Sometimes you got to get in when you first level the job. We need to fix this right away. First thing you got to do is change the way people think. You got a blueprint, you got a plan, you got a process. You know what you want to do every day. But you got to change the way people think. People inside and outside the program. Because obviously we're coming from places where we've been very successful. You look at my history and all of the assistant coaches have been with me the whole time. We win. This history is about the opposite. So something's got to give. And when we make there has to be a little kind of home. This history is about the opposite. This to the Farm Bureau. So
Wait, I'm sorry.
If you Google Curt Cignetti right now, it's going to say
you said, Big Ten champs. I guess that's the first time we ever won this, right? Third time,
Okay.
Coach. Takes a commitment from the top, President Witt, AD Scott Dolson. A lot of credit to my coaching staff, the players, unbelievable leadership. I mean, it was a hard-fought game. Both sides. It wasn't a perfect game by either side, by any means. It was a gutty win, which is what we talked about at halftime. To be
Yeah, dude, I freaking love this guy. All right, this is gonna be it. Like, there's just look up Curt Cignetti, watch him, bro. He's so freaking awesome.